afternoon everyone, my name is Yushen. Today, me and my groupmate Xin En will be present our research conceptual paper with the topic of media influence and mental health. Our present consists of 3 parts, which are introduction, literature review, and conclusion. So now let's move on to our first part, which is introduction. So what is media? Media has a significant impact on the mobilization of communities, resource allocation, the provision of reliable information, and emotional support. Media also have the sense of community that connects the disconnected. Over the past 20 years, new media have slowly replaced traditional media, including social media and internet communication technology. According to Saad Rubin and Haridakis from 2008, users may be influenced by distinct characteristics of new media and traditional media. New media allows users to interact with public and increase engagement of users, while traditional media is mass media devoid of social connection. What is mental health? Mental health defined as a state of well-being in which the individual is aware of their own abilities, can manage everyday stressor, can work effectively and wisely, and they are able to contribute to the community. Moreover, mental health is considered as having a balance of social, psychological, and emotional well-being. Now, let's look at the relationship between media and mental health. According to Anderson at 2007, teenagers who play violent video games may behave more aggressively. Moreover, excessive internet use has been linked to psychological and physical issues, including sleep deprivation, extreme exhaustion, real or eye strain, social isolation, and a lack of personally social contacts. Furthermore, negative emotions shared on social media could have a detrimental effects on users. Various studies study that social media is the worst platform for youngsters to use because it encourages cyberbullying and trolling, both of which are detrimental to psychological well-being of youngsters. Now let's look at the problem statement of the introduction. As many past studies have revealed how media influence on mental health, this shows the necessity for society to identify the source of this impact and learn how to address it. According to a 2016 study by Thornycroft, internet networking is crucial for children's life, as it is strongly linked to people's emotional health. Some theoretical portrayals of it imply that it presents a significant risk and is detrimental to people's psychological well-being. Let's move on to the third part of the introduction, which is significance of study. The findings of this research will be essential for young people, as the study aims to examine the impacts of media on psychological well-being. If young people can identify the impacts of media and take control of it, it may help them to develop stronger media literacy and reduce the influence of misinformation. Moreover, it's important for young people to understand the effects of media and distinguish media content as inappropriate media content will seriously influence mental health users. According to Patel 2016, online networking is causing problems such as anxiety, depression, and dietary issues. Next, this study will provide insight for content creators or media people to consider before posting any content, article, or news report. Since information may spread quickly while having a big impact in the modern digital age, content creators and media professionals have an important task on their hands. Furthermore, relevant departments should establish and uphold industry standards and guidelines for media content to guarantee truthfulness, impartiality, and moral behavior. Therefore, this research will prompt the urgency need of preventive measures to address the impacts of media on mental health among users. And these are the 2 research questions of our research paper, which is what is the relationship between media influence and mental health, and what are the effects of media influence on mental health. Let's proceed to our next part of our presentation, which is literature review. Our literature review has been divided into 3 subtopics, which are how media affects mental health, how mass media affects mental health, and how social media affects mental health. So now let's look at our first study of our first subtopic. This study aims to investigate the effects of various media kinds on mental health in older individuals with varying educational backgrounds. This study examined Chinese elderly persons' media consumption and health status. So, the result of the study has shown that older people with different academic backgrounds had different media consumption patterns and health status. Traditional media use has a substantial positive impact on physical and mental health of the older age group. Moreover, the use of internet media was a significant favorable predictor of physical health. Older populations were using both traditional and internet media to assist in reducing the disparities in physical and mental health among older persons with different educational backgrounds. Next, let's look at our first study of our second subtopic. This study is to examine the effects of television on the mental health of its audience. Using a convenient sampling method, 470 individuals of both gender and age 18 to 60 were included in the survey. The survey found that a lesser percentage, which is 22%, found the media to be amusing. Furthermore, the most detrimental impact of mass media is causing stress and tension, which is harming the mental and psychological well-being of audiences. Next, let's look at our first study of our final subtopic. The objective of this study is to eliminate the impact on social media on the mental health of students. With a sample of 90 respondents, the survey was conducted among top 2 deemed universities in Chennai. The findings show that there is a positive link exists between using social media and feeling anxiety. Moreover, there is a positive link exists between anxiety and symptoms of depressions. Hence, this shows that social media will affect mental health such as depression, anxiety, and distress.
For a second study for how media affect mental health, the current study extends the literature by examining the impact of different forms of media, which is traditional and new media, difference in media exposure content, and media engagement on psychological outcome during an epidemic outbreak. There are 17 participants participate in internet-based survey using Tencent's questionnaire. The result shows that using new media was connected to a higher risk of negative psychological effect. Viewing videos of individuals acting heroical and listening to lectures from authorities and experts was linked to a higher level of positive effect, and media consumption was primarily linked to the detrimental psychological impact. In conclude, people are more susceptible to negative effect from new media than from traditional media. For a second study of how mass media affect mental health, this study is to determine the prevalence of video games disorder and the various associated factors leading to them. This cross-sectional study was done among 930 medical students in a private medical college. The data was collected by pre-test semi-structured questionnaire. Gaming disorder was accessed by Internet Gaming Disorder Short Form 9, Depression by Patient Health Questionnaire 9, and Anxiety by Generalized Anxiety Disorder 7 questionnaire. The results shows that the prevalence of Internet Gaming Disorder IGD was 9.7%, which means that greater than 2 hours of gaming per day online games screened having academic impact due to gaming, sleep problems, and neck pain. For a second study of how social media affect mental health, the aim of this study is to understand the impact of social media on teenagers. There are 100 individuals from Punjab Rural District took part in the online survey. The result shows that psychological impact of social media on users is more strongly associated with anxiety and fear of missing out, with t-value of 58.4 followed by low self-esteem, mental exhaustion, and sadness. While the social impact of social media shows that media addiction was prevalent in adolescents, ranking first with a t-value of 62.52, followed by effect on family relationship, social isolation, being a victim of crime and cyberbullying, and the influence on schooling. Next, I will move on to data analysis. The first one, how media affect mental health. The first study used descriptive statistics, analysis of variance ANOVA, post-hoc analysis, bivariate correlation analysis, and multi-level regression analysis. The second study used statistical analysis using IBM SPSS22, descriptive statistics, and the relationship among the variables were examined using correlation analysis. For how mass media affect mental health, the first study used content analysis tools, percentage, and frequency counts. The second study used SPSS version 26, and the data are presented as table using descriptive statistics. For the third one, how social media affect mental health, the first study used several statistical approach, including correlation, ANOVA, cross-tab, and the software called SPSS V16 was used to analyze the data. For the second study, several statistical methods were applied to analyze the data quantitatively. All of the findings has been presented in the table form. In conclusion, Searle's online survey questionnaire was used for the current study for two key reasons. First, to investigate the relationship between mental health and media. The second was to delve into how media affect mental health. For the first research questions, this study has demonstrated a strong negative correlation between media use and mental health. Three major factors have been identified as having an impact on users' mental health, including social media addiction, excessive video game playing, and inadequate sleep as a result of excessive media use. Additionally, the media become more and more detrimental by encouraging curse, violence, and vulgarism among their audience. For a second research question, though there are a few minority votes that implies media are beneficial to their users, they are considered uncommon and infrequent. According to the research finding, there are 5 main impacts of media use, including social isolation, depression, anxiety, stress, and mental fatigue. Alcohol and tobacco use can suffer from this effect. To sum up, this indicates that using media is excessively bad for the mental health of the user.